Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts, and this is day 2 of my Crafting with Kelly Scrap Bag Challenge. Told you in yesterday's video that on Monday I got a bag of yarn in the mail from Kelly from Crochet Mile for Life. Sweetest thing ever. I mean, she sent this little note saying how much she appreciates watching my channel, and she had this scrap yarn around her house, and she wanted to send it someplace where it would be used. It is getting used, honey. it's I am making such good progress on this. Um, it was 14 ounces. It's down to 7.5 ounces. And I'm already eyeing, like, I was like, okay, it's noon. I said I was going to stop crocheting and do the video at noon because I could just keep going on this. I'm significant progress. Okay, we'll put that back there. Where do I begin? First, there still is, this adorable rainbow yarn that just reached out and grabbed me and said, me first, me first. And, you know, if your yarn's talking to you, maybe you should get checked out. But if your yarn is talking to you, you need to listen. Yes, I need to be checked out. So I pulled out one of my Loaf cat patterns, Crafts Go Bloom. And I took that yarn and I held it together with one strand of just chenille from Dollar Tree. And I made this kitty. Da, da, da. What was calling to me next? Next calling to me was a pattern that I had printed out. I can't print out patterns anymore. At least not till Sunday. Yesterday, getting ready for July and setting up my July calendar, I was updating stuff. I updated my inventory and I went to print out my 26-page sheet, and the printer stopped with like 6 pages to go because all of the ink cartridges are out of ink. I never saw any warnings. So I ordered some on Amazon. They won't be here till Sunday. So I cannot print anything until Sunday. I'm so used to having a printer. If I get an Etsy order, I'm going to have to figure out what to do. I'll probably have to go to the library and log into my Etsy account on a library computer and pay whatever it is, like 25 cents for a label to print out. We'll see. We'll see. But I digress. I had a pattern. I think it's Spark, the mini dragon. Dr. Choco, right? Dr. Choco Crochet. It's a cool name. It's like, oh, I gotta make something from him. There is my dragon. I had 2 cakes of yarn. Yeah, I said I was gonna put this back here because I wasn't gonna use it anymore. There's a blue that faded into a green. And the green was all around the outside of this cake and the inside of this cake. And I used that to make the dragon. And there's a little cake of orange that I used for the spikes and the wings. And there's my little dragon. And I want to make more of these because it worked up quickly. And you did have to sew on the ears. Come on, get your ears even here. You did have to sew on the ears and the wings. The feet are bobbles, and then you surface crochet the spikes up the back. So, sort of low sew. But that was the second thing I finished. Then I was like, oh. There's that yarn that I said when I pulled it out, this is screaming chicken to me. There we go. I made a chicken. This is from the pattern by Inspired by James. And it comes with a little basket that you put your chicken in. I used the pink yarn for the basket. I think I sort of overdid the basket. This basket is a bit big for this chicken, so maybe I'll make another chicken and make the chicken a little bit bigger, and then make a more size appropriate basket for this chicken. But, okay, that was the third thing. Then, yeah, how I said that the dragon, Dr. Choco, I saw that there is a YouTube channel called Chubby Cheeks Crochet. Now, my middle daughter was born with such chubby cheeks she could barely open her eyes, and we called her Chubby Cheeks. Her first email used the name Chubby Cheeks with a number after it. I won't say what number because I don't want her getting emails. I think she's closed on that account. She's like 35 now, so I don't think she wants to be known by Chubby Cheeks. But there's a pattern for a fish where you could make them any stripe pattern that you want. And I did goof here. There was supposed to be like a 2-part top, and I just didn't get it. But I couldn't print out a picture because my printer has died. So there, I was just working from the YouTube tutorial. It was a YouTube tutorial, and I was like writing down the pattern as it went through the YouTube tutorial. So I was working from my handwritten notes. And in handwritten notes, you can't have progress pictures. So I made some mess ups. But there is the fish from the YouTube tutorial by Chubby Cheeks. And I can go to town with little scraps of yarn to make more of these in different color stripes. So once the yarn gets really low with small quantities of different colors, this is going to be a go-to pattern. Let's see, that was this morning. This was the one I finished up last night. With the Share the Love Instagram challenge that the Cozy Buckeye and Stacy Makes are running, I found some cool patterns. And one of them was this happy little coffee cup. So I made one of those. Now, I was making it with the pink yarn. I ran out. So I switched over to white for the top. And this is one of those that has the heart on top. And I used the sparkly white yarn for the heart. So, and I wasn't following the pattern all that well, because there's a row here that's supposed to be slip stitches, and then you're supposed to change to the brown for the last row, and I wasn't paying attention. So this is not the best coffee cup ever. This one might be, no, this one I messed up on too. This one I finished up this morning. I went through, like there was red in there, there's the orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and the brown. I used up a lot of different colors on this one. I did goof because I added an extra row of increases up here and made it a bigger coffee cup than it should be. But I did get it right up here, where instead of single crochets, one of the rows is slip stitches, and then you change to brown and do a row of slip stitches in brown. So does the right cancel out the wrong? So this was one of my projects that I finished this morning, Mr. Rainbow Coffee, and Amarte something. It's a free Instagram pattern. I'll have to put the creator name up there. And I will link the pattern in the description. That's the word, description. Then I freehanded. For this one, in the video where I went through the yarn and I was saying what I thought it would make, and this one, I actually made what I said for the first impression. This yarn, well, not exactly. I said this yarn would make a nice shell for a turtle, and then the legs and the head could be the brown that I dropped on the floor. Well, the legs and the head are green, but the shell ended up being a shell just like I said. And I think it made quite the dapper looking little turtle. And last but not least, here's the one that I just finished up just before noon. And this is definitely not going to be the last one I make from this pattern. This guy's pretty cool. Or this girl, because I think her name is Tilly. Tilly the Triceratops. By, I'm guessing Pink Tomato Crochet, but I'll put it up there to make sure. This I made with the brown variegated, but the variegated is such a long color change that it doesn't get much variation in here. Now, there is Tilly, and she is all no-sew. You start up here, and you're changing your color to do the bobbles for the horns, and then you do back loop only for some of the stitches on this row. Then you finish up with bobbles for the feet, and after you've finished off the tail, you come back here to the back loop only, and you add the frill. My only thing that I might change when I make this, she said, with the front of the dinosaur facing you, do a row of single crochets in those back loops. And you turn and you do the stitches to make these points. Well, that means the right side of these points is facing backwards. I think I would do for subsequent Tillies, I would have the back of the dinosaur facing me, and do the single crochets that way. So then when I turn, the spikes up here will have the right side facing forward. But I measured it out. I think this one took 0.81 ounces of yarn. So that's enough to make another Tilly. That's enough to make another Tilly. This is just a little bit, this is only 0.79 and it takes 0.81. So that would be cutting it close. I might have to take a round off the tail, but I already have one brown Triceratops, so I'll probably just do those two and then come up with another. Maybe I do a brown snake with this, because that would be long enough that the color changes would work in. We shall see. I have all the time in the world over the course of the next couple days to keep playing with yarn and playing with scrap yarn and finish this off. I changed it from this to a tray because I sort of like having the yarns spread out. And I weighed this tray. I got a new postal scale for my birthday last month. This particular little tray from Lettuce weighs 1.5 ounces. So I'll put it on the scale. Oh, 9 ounces. Okay, minus 1.5. I've got 7.5 ounces left to go. And probably by the time I check in tomorrow, this is going to be pretty close to empty. I'm going to have another, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 if you count the chicken and basket as one. 9 if you count them as 2 items. So I've been busy, and I can't wait to get back to being busy again. This is such fun. Yes, I'm having fun. Try not to be too giddy. Okay, I think that's it. I don't have any more announcements to make. This Tilly the Triceratops, even though it's shown on Instagram, it's actually on the blog of the designer. So that counts for my Friday freebie. So you'll be seeing my Tillies on Friday when I do my summary. And if you want to make your own Tilly the Triceratops, send me a picture and I will put it in my video. I'll pop a picture in on Friday and give you a shout out, and you'll be entered in my July freebie Friday giveaway. Okay, it's time for lunch and then playing with yarn. Bye bye.